What's up, guys? Fame here. One of the things I want to talk to you about today is getting ready for Rift Prime and what to do once it launches. Some things to look out for and just some basic tips and tricks. So without further ado, let's jump right into bag slots. When you first start off Rift Prime, your character will get a 20 slot backpack, so things like the Packmaster's Perfect Planar Pouch or Plentiful Pockets, as beautiful as that is to say, actually won't be available in game regardless of any packs that you may have bought. Instead, through questing, you'll be able to get 2 additional 4 slot bags right off the hop, which gives you a total of 28 slot bags, which isn't a whole lot, but at the same time, I would recommend picking up outfitting. And the reason for that is you can actually craft these bags here along the line and then make money selling bags to other characters. So right away you can see you can replace the additional 4 slot bags with 6 slot, giving you an extra 4 slots, total. And I farmed these bolt of burlaps. I actually got the burlap cloth, and it takes 2 of those to make one of these. So 18 cloth in about 4 minutes. So not too bad for that. And then next up, you'll see the woolen bag, which is a 10 slot bag, followed by silken bags, and then spell spun, which will be the most readily available and biggest slot bags once you reach endgame level. You will be able to craft witchweave bags eventually. This recipe will be on the Rift store or through your crafting guide. The only downside to these is you will have to run level 50 experts and raids in order to get the cloth. Next thing I'd like to talk about is crafting. Which profession should you choose? Right off the hop, I would recommend outfitter. And the reason for that, like I said, is you'll be able to make bags, your own bags. But not only that, if you're a rogue or a mage, you'll actually be able to craft your own gear as well, which you can see here in cloth if you're a mage, and then leather if you are a rogue. On top of that, I would recommend, if you want to save money on outfitter, I would recommend taking butchering. Butchering is definitely not for making money, but it can certainly help with saving money. If you are purely going to take advantage of making money, obviously take the 3 gathering professions, which is mining, foraging, and of course butchering. Next is exit out of that screen. Next, of course, is survival, which is basically cooking. This will actually make a lot of money for raids and endgame stuff, raids and experts, of course, as well as fishing, which will help with the cooking itself, and not to mention, making a bit of money to help other people with Matt. I definitely recommend picking up a profession as soon as you get in game, even if you know you're not going to continue with that profession. So things like the 3 gatherings, if you know you're going to be an outfitter eventually or a weaponsmith, I would recommend just grabbing the gathering professions until you decide you're ready and have enough plat to start a real profession, to help make you money for various things that you may need throughout the game. Alright, next thing I want to talk to you about is rep and mounts. So Your character, while you quest, will actually earn reputation points with different factions throughout the game. Now, getting reputation with them will give you different benefits like pets and wardrobe items, as well as mounts. And you can find that out right here in your notoriety tab when you hit the C button. So you can see all the different factions here. And just some of the mounts that they offer. This one is with Mythosia, the Order of Mathos. Once you get it glorified, you'll be able to buy this in-game, which is pretty neat. And then Ironpine Peak and the Ice Watch right here. For my personal favorite, the Yarnosaur mount. And then Ember Isle. I'm not sure if Ember Isle is going to be released yet, but if it does, you can get this Raptor mount as well through Rep. On top of that, there's actually, once you start playing and you've saved up about 2.5 plat, you'll be able to visit the mount vendor and get your first mount if you have not purchased the Progenitor pack, which I recommend that you pick up, as it comes with 30 days of patron and then 2 15-day patron passes, which you can give to any of your friends or collect yourself. So you can see for 2.5 plat, this should, if you do not get the Primogenitor pack, this should take about to level 20 or 23 around there, depending on what you're doing in game, to save up. So pretty expensive. You know, by then you should already be saving for your level 25 mount. Yeah, so just a thing to consider when you're going. I would recommend saving up any plat for your first mount. Okay, so next I want to talk to you about leveling in Rift Prime. There'll be 3 ways to level. One will be looking for dungeons, which is just your I button, your I key. And you'll be able to either queue for dungeons your own level or queue for mentor and get EXP that way, as well as gear. Also, you'll be able to do low-level PvP. These are all the PvPs that are available at level 50. Sorry. Granted, some of these won't be in there, like Gar Station, obviously. But so PvP will be a good way to not only earn favor for level 50 gear, but as well as mounts and whatever else you can offer there. Next will be obviously questing. So 3 distinct paths. And questing, of course, will help you with rep and getting different things through rep. So whatever you choose, make sure you're happy with it. I am personally going to be doing PvP and dungeons more than likely. And then afterwards, I'll go back and quest a little bit for rep. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is your soul tree and how your build will look at level 50. You can play around with different combinations on sites like Magello, where you'll see a soul tree calculator. As of for right now, we're just going to pick one at random here. So let's just load this up, and you can see my character's already level 50. So right away we'll be able to chuck a maximum of 51 points into our main skill tree with a max off soul of 15. You can see this particular build does 12 in Assassin and 3 in Nightblade. But let's just put these in here. Sure. So this can be your maximum tree. Of course, you can have any combination with hybrids and whatnot. But this is basically how your soul tree will look. So like I said, feel free to play around with stats beforehand and your build on sites like Magello's Rift Soul Tree Calculator. Alright guys, thank you very much for joining me. This will wrap this video up. I will link my Twitch in the description below. Feel free to join me for any sort of giveaways or anything that I do quite often. Other than that, I hope to see you guys on Rift Prime, and feel free to leave any questions in the comments below.